Right, so next up, we're going to need to look at tokens. So to play on Roll20 or on a virtual tabletop, you need something to represent the fighters. I'm going to show you a couple of different things you can do, which I use to create tokens for Roll20, generally for RPGs and stuff like that. What you can see on the screen is, so this is Microsoft Publisher, which is an Office 365 application, which I don't really know how widely it's used. I sort of learnt to use it in my first job back in the end of the 90s, and I've just always come back for it for any drawing sort of stuff, like simple drawing stuff I've needed to do since. I think you can try and do this in Word, but I think it would be a real nightmare, and I wouldn't like to try it. And I also think it's a struggle to get things out as images from Word as well. I think you'd probably have to start playing with screenshots and then use Token Stamp, which I'm going to show you later, to really make a token out of it. But I think if you've got access to Publisher, it's really easy to do. I'll show you how I made these ones. So these are the ones I've got from my Delac gang. Yeah, and we'll just go over those. I'll show you how I made them basically, because I need to make some new ones for my Asher gang. I'm going to start with a circle. So on Publisher, if you hold Shift while you draw your circle, or it works with squares, triangles, everything as well. Yeah, if you hold Shift, it makes it a circle and on oval, so you don't have to try and work out how it's going to look and stuff. And then it's just all simple sort of Microsoft Office tools that you'll be familiar with. On a black outline, and I think I go for about 4.5 for a good thickness border. So we need that on there. Now, one thing to do, and while these look a bit messy with these triangles on, and I'm not sure how necessary they are, but I think it would be really helpful because Necromunda has a 90-degree vision arc on the models on the tabletop. And on the tabletop, it's usually quite easy to see what's the front of the model, where the 90 degrees are. But I think and you can set it up so you see it really easily in Roll20, but I think it's good to have an approximation on the token, which is why I've done it. So what I grabbed is a right angle triangle, and similarly, if you hold Shift, it will keep it nice and regular, so it's symmetrical. And then what you need to do is, actually, let's put it over here first. But in this format auto shape, under size, you get a rotation thing. Now 315 degrees will get it so that the right angle is pointing upwards, because the default place when you set a token's vision to 90 degrees in Roll20, it will be the top of the token, so it'll be like that, 90 degrees. So this gives us a sort of a bit of an approximation of what that's going to look like. I don't want this shape to have any fill though, because I don't want it to really stand out that much. I'm going to make the line, let's make it like a pale grey or something, so you can still see that on there. You have to look quite closely, but it's not dominating the token, if you see what I mean. Publisher has these really handy lines that will show you when it's aligned right in the middle of a thing, so that means it's right in the middle. That's going to give us a close approximation of what the vision arc looks like, and obviously you can rotate your token when you're in Roll20 to do that. Two important things to do, or one important thing for this. This is not important for the circle, I don't think, but on the format auto shape, actually I'm going to come back to this and show you why I'm doing it, because then it's less likely to be skipped out. But on a text box over the top, I'm going to do a ganger first, so capital G, highlight it, stick it right in the middle. Where's my text box? I'm going to align it to the middle of the circle, horizontally and vertically. So that's right in there. Obviously that's way too small. I'm going to choose my font first, and then if I right click on this text box, go for best fit, and that's going to put it in like that. Now I've probably made that a bit too big, so I'm going to shrink that a bit. Now what it's done is not do the thing, the reason I wanted to put no text wrapping on. I think that's probably because the order I've done it. I think if I draw the triangle after the letter, it shrinks the G down, so it goes weird. But what I was going to do is have no text wrapping on my triangle, which I think. Oh, let's move the circle aside. Yeah, all these sort of layered things, it can get a bit fiddly. Yeah, let's separate these bits out for a sec. If you do find that the triangle is forcing the letter to go smaller or anything like that, You just need to go into the format auto shape, and then in layout choose none for wrapping style, and that just means the shape's not going to interfere with the layer you've got. So now I want to move these back in, so right in the middle, sort of high up as I can go. I don't want this triangle to spill over the edge of the circle because it will make the token a weird shape, and I want it to be a circle. That G right in the middle. There we go. So I'm going to move that to the, select all again, move that all over to the side. Copy that, so I've still got the 3 components separate, and then shove it over here. So I've still got those separates, which makes it easier to edit this. So I can make a leader in the same sort of way. What I need to do is group these together, and then once like that, you can right click on it, you can save it as a picture, and I'm going to stick this in my Mantis Collective folder as the MC Ganger. So that is going to be my Ganger token. That saves in there. I'm going to make sure it's let's go for those. Yeah, so it has saved it properly as a token. I think with all those bits on there. Yes, it's got the token on. So that's an image file that I can upload to Roll20 and use. I'm just going to create the rest. I'll create the rest of these later. You don't really need to see any more of that, but it's just a case of, if you copy them, they're going to be the same. So I've got this one here now, and I can paste again. That gives me the three components, and you can see there that's where not text wrapping on top has made that G smaller. So if you come at that problem, it's just yeah, make sure the triangle has no wrapping on it. But yeah, I can make these for a Juve and a champion, and I need to group all of those individually and export them as their own pictures. Second method I want to show you is this website, which I've used many times to create tokens for D&D, yeah, probably only for D&D in terms of RPGs on Roll20, but it's on rolladvantage.com, which is a Foundry, something to do with Foundry, which is a different VGT website. I use Roll20, sorry Foundry, I've just never tried you. This is where I've found my home. But yeah, so Token Stamp is a great tool that you can use on any VTT basically. I just need to find an image to put in here to demonstrate it. And I've got loads, I think, because I use it quite often. Once I've cast somebody as a D&D character, I put them in here. So I had, just drop an image in there. So I had Amelia Fox playing an NPC in a D&D campaign that I'm running, and this is how I made a token. You just resize the picture as how you want, drag it to within that circle, so you get a preview of what the token's going to look like. You can choose your shape for your border. I think round ones work best on Roll20. So I just go for those. You can change the color. If you want a blue token or something, you can do that. And that's it. You get all these other options if you do want to change anything else. I usually just go for that because that just gives you a great, like, simple token, and you can just download that and save that in, yeah, how you're going to use, and then load that into Roll20. So you can use any image you like to do this. If you do want to draw something simple in Word and you find you can't export it as an image that's a circle on its own, you can just screenshot it, put it in here, chop it into a circle that way. This is probably the easiest way there is really of cropping something to a circle. You can do it in some Microsoft applications, but it gets a bit fiddly. But this is a great tool just for making tokens, and that's really all we're after. Yeah, so next we'll look at, I think, creating your gangs in Roll20, but yeah, we'll be in there.